Political analyst Dr. Levi Ndor says youth political organizations remain critical to the future of South Africa's democracy, but warns that many young people feel excluded from meaningful participation.
They are the breeding ground for the main political parties. And when you want to have a very strong political party, you also need to prepare for the future. And what most political parties would do would be to ensure that they extend their existence to young people and influence young people to understand these political parties, know why these political parties are in existence, and in doing so, they would be preparing these young people to actively participate in the main political parties.
Ndor says while political parties often mobilize young people during elections, sustained engagement is lacking, contributing to apathy and declining voter turnout.
There is still a great portion of young people that political parties are not able to reach. And one would blame that to political parties themselves, that there is very little that political parties are doing to ensure that they take care of young people so that they get involved in political activities. But also, the issues that most political parties will be talking about would be issues that do not necessarily resonate with young people. And that creates a situation where young people therefore would feel that they're being isolated.
Youth formations, however, argue the problem lies in governance failures at local level. The ANC Youth League's first Deputy Secretary General, Zamakanyase, says frustration over unemployment and poor service delivery has distanced young people from the ballot.
Young people remain deeply interested in politics, but many are increasingly disconnected from formal electoral processes because their lived realities have not improved at the pace they expect. Persistent unemployment, unreliable basic services, lack of access to land and housing, and unfulfilled commitments at local government level have created frustration and skepticism. For many young people, voting feels distant from their daily struggles, and this has contributed to declining turnout.
The EFF Youth Command places the blame squarely on what it describes as an aging political system that young people no longer relate to. This is Mpumelelani Mashumi, a member of the EFF's Youth Command Central Leadership.
The people of South Africa, and by extension the youth, don't know what politics is, simply because the ANC has made it a thing to be kicked around by old people, whether in Luthuli House or in Parliament. So people of South Africa, or rather the youth, they are distant from politics because they simply cannot relate to it. They can't relate to the rhetoric that they say in rallies. They can't relate to the media podcasts, every type of outreach that is said to be speaking to the youth doesn't relate to young people.
Meanwhile, the acting DA Youth Federal Leader, Ndefiwe Olai, says youth disengagement reflects deep disillusionment, not apathy, and insists hyper-local campaigning is key ahead of 2026.
I believe it's not necessarily youth apathy, but a deep disillusionment. We see various political structures, particularly youth structures, coalescing around ideas of how do we attract more and more young people to the national discourse and ultimately have them participate in the democratic process of voting for those individuals and organizations that represent their interests best.
Ndor says rebuilding trust will require political parties to give young people real influence beyond election periods. With the 2026 local government elections approaching, the question is whether youth mobilization can be sustained beyond the campaign season. Zara Groenewald, SABC News, Johannesburg.